Anybody can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry at the right person, to the right degree, and at the right time, and for the right purpose, in the right way, that is not within everybody's power. That is not easy. The preceding was from Aristotle in his Nicomachean Ethics, 119a-5. Before I get started on my article for today, which is called The King, the Fool, and the Fox, which is based on Chinese proverbs. Oh, I hope you all can hear okay. If the wind's a problem, just let me know in the comment section. Hopefully it'll like cycle to where it won't be, like too loud. But alright, shout out to MGTOW. Your advice to me was really sharp. If you all want to, go check it out in the comment section on my last video. I'm something of a rageaholic, an incredible Hulk, if you will. And his advice to me was really good. It's kind of like, the future is unattainable, the past is the past, the future is, or like the present is now. There's lots of sayings like that, but the idea was that I'm perhaps angry too much because I haven't let go and I'm reaching forward too much. So I'm going to work on that, alright? MGTOW values, so I hear you, okay? But, alright, let me see if I can go ahead and just jump into it. It's kind of windy today, like I say, though, so I'm having a bit of a hiccup here and there. But alright, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Following our excerpts from the... Where is it? Oh, okay. It's really windy. My paper keeps folding. Come on, physics. I need to read Aristotle's Physics next before I make my next thing. Bring like a board or something to support my paper. Okay, so the following are excerpts from an article by Stefan Verstappen, The King, the Fox, and the Fool. Or rather, The King, the Fool, and the Fox. Okay, so here we go. Yes, so it begins, of course, with the excerpt. One method to suppress nonverbal communication is by making as few physical movements as possible. The face becomes a mask set in a certain attitude, such as concentration or nonchalance. The hands make only the minimal number of actions when needed to carry out an attack and defense. The body is kept still, no movement without purpose. The idea is to provide so little body language that one cannot detect any meaning. This is known as the King strategy, and is based on the observation that in both primates and man, the most dominant male exhibits the least nonverbal communication. One moment. Yes. The ability to suppress nonverbal leakage is the result of superb body control and self-discipline. The second strategy is the exact opposite of the King strategy, which is playing the fool. It involves a non-stop display of gesturing. Yes. The idea being to provide so much body language that it's impossible for opponents to detect the true motive beneath this surface display, not being able to read the signs because of too much background noise. There are several roles that the fool may play. Some use continuous pantomime, others pretend to be angry and upset, some tell jokes and tease. Playing the fool also serves another advantage, having your opponent underestimate you. The saying that you can't judge a book by its cover is never truer than in the sparring ring. But not everyone knows this. If you succeeded in having your opponent underestimate you, they will tend to drop their guard and their responses will become slower. This tactic only works once, though, with a smart fighter. The following is the most difficult strategy of all, since it requires acute presence of mind to control both verbal and non-verbal communications so as to interspace true signals with false signals. This is a dangerous device and requires great acting ability. You manipulate the opponent's perception to make it seem that he can read you, but what he sees is only what you've allowed him to see. For example, you could affect a tell such as dropping the hands when kicking. You exhibit this quirk when making an inconsequential attack so that the opponent easily recognizes it as a tell and will defend low in anticipation of a kick when your hands drop. Then, when going for the kill, you exhibit the tell, which acts as a feint. Knowing how your opponent will react by defending low to the feint, you attack his opening. To win, you must know your enemy and know yourself. You may know your enemy by observing his body language. But to know yourself is to know that you are also communicating through your body language to others. Use one or more of the above strategies to hide or confuse your communications, and then wait for your opponent to make a mistake. That's winning without trying, and Sun Tzu would be proud of you. Or as Patches O'Houlihan from the movie Dodgeball might say, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.